Who doesn't know this Ope No Me Devil Fruit user? Yes, he is a Trafalgar D water law, one of the worst generations who can create a special room when using his devil fruit. Seen from the fight, Law has techniques that are very interesting and deadly. Here we will discuss Law techniques from the most commonly used and the coolest. Okay, let's just talk about it. Shambles. This technique is very often used by Law. With this technique, Law can move places by swapping any object in the room he created. With this teleportation technique, Law can avoid enemy attacks easily. Unfortunately, the teleportation can only be done inside the room he created. Not only that, Law can also exchange the limbs that he has slashed with any object. Like what happened in the Sabati arc, Law slashed the Navy's neck and exchanged it for a cannonball even though the one he slashed didn't feel any pain. Room. This technique is the most common technique of the fruit Ope No Me. Able to create a room that functions as an operating room. In this room, Law can use its power at will. With this technique, the Law can create a small circle that will widen. But unfortunately, the bigger the room that Law creates, the greater the energy and stamina that is drained. Law's next strongest technique is the mess technique, which allows Law to attack his opponent with his bare hands and blow the target's heart out of the target's body. This ability was first demonstrated when he fought Smoker. The effects of this attack leave a hole, cube-shaped, fixed in the victim's heart. Even though the heart has been separated from the victim's body, it is still functioning very well. However, the victim will feel pain if the heart is squeezed, hit, or even stabbed. Tack. This technique allows Law to make objects float in the air. If the object is on the ground, Law first lifts it slowly by moving his index finger. After that, he can direct the object in the direction he wants. Tack was first shown by Law when he lifted the ship belonging to G5, when he was on Punk Hazard. Not only that, Law can also lift sharp rocks from the ground to attack his enemies using this technique. Countershock. Countershock is an electric wave attack, which is able to give a shock effect to the opponent. Basically, the way this technique works is very similar to a defibrillator, which doctors usually use to bring the heart rate back to normal. To emit a very strong electric wave, Law needs to place his two thumbs right on the target's chest. In other cases, Law can also use this technique with just one thumb. What is clear, this technique is one of Law's mainstay techniques. The Gamma Knife might be considered as one of Law's strongest techniques so far. The technique allows Law to attack the opponent's internal organs with a green energy sword. No matter how strong the opponent is, this technique can definitely inflict fatal injuries. In fact, Doflamingo's class pirates even neighed in pain because of this attack. However, Doffy was able to survive this technique because he had the ability to regenerate. This technique is also used by Law to attack Kaido in Onigashima. Radio Knife is a more powerful version of the amputate technique. To use this technique, Law needs to coat his sword with electrical energy like countershock, then he will dismember the opponent's body. Unlike the amputate technique, opponents hit by Law's slashes will feel an electric wave, then their bodies will be separated and cannot be put together for a while. This technique was first used when Law fought Treble. Injection shot is one of Law's strongest techniques that can injure enemies. When using this technique, Law will point his sword at the opponent. Once the target is locked, Law will stab his sword towards the opponent very quickly. This attack was first shown when he was about to attack Treble, but at that time he was interrupted by Doflamingo. In fact, this technique works optimally when used to attack Daffy. Not only Daffy, Kaido was also injured due to the injection shot attack. Crom, one of the most surprising things about Law, is that he has awakened the true power of his Devil Fruit, aka Awakening. Law is able to create KROM, a ball-shaped energy that is used to coat his sword. Once Law's sword is coated with KROM, Law is able to cast the anesthesia technique, which allows him to pierce through anything without injuring the target. Then, Law can issue a shockwave technique that attacks the target's body from within. That's a discussion about attack techniques from Law. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for watching.